And as a 67-year-old senior person, it's Prabhupada's friendship, the feeling of intimate friendship and acceptance. And the acceptance, he's completely qualified to take us back to Godhead. Of that, I do not doubt. I go back home, I meet my girlfriend, Joanna, who was also on a spiritual journey. And just so happened, we were in school together. So we're doing all of the usual things of that period. Autobiography of a Yogi, Hermaness, Theosophy, TM. We started doing TM. But for me, nothing felt fine. It wasn't quite right. I was looking in the right area, I felt intuitively. But I hadn't found what I wanted. And then one day, Joanna, off her bookshelf in her flat, handed me a book, the Topmost Yoga System, Krishna Consciousness, Topmost Yoga System. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. I open the book, I read the first page, and my body goes into vibrating. I have found, I didn't say my spiritual master, I said this person knows the truth. I didn't know there was a movement, a mission, anything to join. That hadn't factored into my thinking at this stage. Just that A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada was a real, genuine master. So a couple of months later, I'm in London visiting Joanna at art college. And I'm near the British Museum, and I walk down Berry Place, and I pass the Radhakrishna temple. And on the steps of the temple is a devotee inviting everyone in. I go in, and I see the photograph of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So immediately I've made the connection. They invite me upstairs. Tribhuvannath, it was. Sit down and they start to preach to me, and then Sarvamangala brings me a plate of cabbage. It's cold, dripping cabbage, the kind of thing at school. It's got to get off the school meals. So they're giving me cabbage, and I take a spoon. Wow, this cabbage is amazing. Prasad. So I didn't know any of this at the time. So I've come across the Radhakrishna temple. I know it is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. I go back to my hometown, and Tribhuvannath is sending me magazines, and I'm thinking about it. I mean, with hindsight, I was probably more of a Namahata member than a monk. Anyway, Christmas comes, and I'm in a club with my friends, and one of them says to me, "So you've dropped out of university, what are you going to do?" And out of my mouth came, "I'm going to join the Hare Krishna temple." Wow, where did that come from? Now, I hadn't planned that. It came out. In 1976, in the manor, it's Vyasa Puja. I stand up, I have the flowers, I gather up all my devotion to Prabhupada, my steel-hearted devotion, and I begin to offer to Prabhupada And he turns and he looks at me and he catches my eye and he holds it and a smile comes and he understands everything. He doesn't need to say a word. I understand that he understood. I'd struggled, I'd come, I'd wanted Swamiji. I'd wanted to sit with Swamiji. And the time had changed. It wasn't the early days. Prabhupada was the Acharya, the guru of hundreds and thousands of disciples. He was busy. He couldn't give that time, but he conveyed that to me wordlessly. And that was the most wonderful, sublime experience. And that was the last time I met Srila Prabhupada. Maybe, I don't know, but that was, he answered, he recognized my struggle to be with my spiritual master. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Anilo Premadana Koruna Prachu